like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Is there anybody there?
Don't answer that.
What do we know about vampires?
Isn't there some sort of rule that they can't come inside unless they're invited?
That ain't gonna work.
And not a single one looks like Jason Patrick.
Everyone all right?
Can you repeat the question? I couldn't hear you over the knives.
Greetings and salutations, Donny Sue O'Farrell Winchester here, the queer horror junkie. So yesterday was International Dracula Day. I believe it is the actual anniversary of the release of Bram Stoker's book Dracula, which was was like 130, almost 130 years ago. So my husband and I decided, we're going to watch Dracula movie. What can we find? Bouncing around on Tubi, because we didn't want to dig out things. And it was like, okay, so we watched from 1992, Bram Stoker's Dracula. This is far from a first-time watch for me. I got to see it in theaters when it first came out. But, okay, from the letterbox description. Count Dracula, a 15th century prince, is condemned to live off blood of the living for eternity. Young lawyer Jonathan Harker is sent to Dracula's castle to finalize a land deal. But when the Count sees a photo of Harker's fiancée, Mina, the spitting image of his dead wife, he imprisons him and sets off for London to track her down. This is, for those who have not seen it, this is more of a romance story with a horror gothic edge to it. I think for me watching this it is beautiful movie. Technically, this is at that edge when they're starting to do different styles of visual effects, and computer effects they're kind of getting in there, but everything was done in camera. So they're not editing things in. There is some overlay when they're doing stuff like that, but all the visual effects are done in camera. So these are visual effects. Some of them have been around since the silent movie era, and it is still a stunning visually done movie. And I think some of it is because it is all practical effects. As for the acting, Keanu Reeves, okay, this is the 90s. He's not far off of Bill and Ted, but he's actually the weakest in a bunch of stellar actors. And you can tell he's struggling a little bit, and he's a little bit wooden, but that's kind of how he was acting at the time. Anthony Hopkins, I did not realize, is the narrator. My husband went and looked that up because we were like, what is this? Oh my God, that is Van Helsing and that's Anthony Hopkins. And he and I were actually joking at parts of we were watching the movie, wondering if Anthony Hopkins had started smoking out when he was filming, because there's a few points where he looks a little stoned and is acting a little stoned, more crazy than he probably would have normally. But it's wonderful. But I have to give it the best acting, which when I originally saw it blew me away, and even now still, is Tom Waits as Renfield. And I never, it's like, yes, I knew who Tom Waits was back then, was very into his music, but I did not realize that he was acting. And if this is somebody who is better known as a singer-songwriter, acting in a movie, but he was brilliant and just completely unhinged. And one of the things that I'm going to joke, that my husband and I were joking a little bit about, is Lucy's situation with the 3 suitors. And we joked of, if you just went with polyamory, not like these guys don't get along, not like they're not taking care of each other. And there's a little bit of, was kind of wondering a little queer coding there and between some of them, especially with Quincy. I think polyamory would have fixed that fight big time. But, okay, wait, nope. Paperwork, notebooks. Okay, body count. There's a lot in the opening, but I think you have a grand total of 140. I had to look that up because I couldn't keep a tally quick enough. Triggers, suicide, animal death, poor treatment of mental health. It was definitely the time. Self-harm, SA, child death, and body horror. I've always found this a fun one, and it is a nice throw it on the background for something. You want something pretty, you want something that you can kind of blip in and out of, even though we were seriously watching last night. But this is an 8 out of 10. Definitely 8 out of 10. And like I said, happy Dracula Day.